This is FirstCoast.tv. We find ourselves here with Adam Morley. And Adam, why don't you introduce yourself? Everybody knows you anyway, but for those who see you for the first time on FirstCoast.tv, tell us who you are and what are you running for?
My name is Adam Morley. I am running for State House District 24. That includes southern St. Johns County, all of Flagler County, and northwest Volusia.
All right. And what are some of the issues that the area that you're going to represent are dealing with?
So there's a lot of concerns, including just politics in general and how politics are operating here locally and at the state level. So there's some things that I want to do with campaign law reform.
Okay. Like?
So residency requirements for state level offices. Currently, the state law is that a candidate has to be a resident of Florida for at least 2 years before they run for office. I would propose that a candidate has to be a resident of their district for 2 years before running for office. That'll keep a lot of the political shuffling down to a minimum so that we can get accurate representation for the districts rather than candidates that are simply able to move in and buy the seat.
Okay. So when you do what I call the politician shuffle, which is basically kissing the baby, shaking the hands, going to the different centers, what are some of the things that people talk to you about that they're looking solutions for?
So a lot of the folks that I talk to share a lot of my passions for things like the beauty of the area. We live in paradise. We're here at Princess Place Preserve, a place that I actually was fortunate enough to grow up. My mother was a caretaker here when I was younger, so we actually lived here at the Princess Place Preserve. So I have a deep connection to a lot of the environmental issues that we're facing both here locally and statewide. And then things like solar. I'm a huge fan of solar. My home is 100% solar powered, and people really understand that we're in the sunshine state. Why are we not doing more for solar? And we got to do more for solar.
Mm-hmm. I always think about that. If in the 70s we would have started a solar revolution, what would this state look like, and what kind of consulting fees would we be charging? Yeah, because we'd be the big boys making it.
We would have been leaders instead of followers. That's what I hope to do is really kind of create the atmosphere that Florida can really become a leader in solar and renewable energy. Again, we are the sunshine state. We should be up there as a leader when it comes to solar and renewable energy production.
And environment, I always see you involved in environment. I always see you in cleanups, environmental cleanups, involved with the river, involved with things dealing with polluting land, air, etc. What is your vision on that?
So we can be doing a lot of things to clean up our waterways, and this is a statewide issue. It's actually a global issue when it comes to pollutants, single-use plastics, but here more specifically, we have in Florida a huge issue with high levels of nutrient runoff entering into our coastal estuaries and really damaging the local ecosystems. What a lot of people don't understand is that our coastal estuaries are really a huge economic driver for our state. It's a nursery for our juvenile species of fish. 90% of our nation's commercially harvested seafood is spawned in coastal estuaries like what we have up and down our coastline. And in Florida alone, that's a $5 billion a year industry commercially. When you factor in the recreational fishing industry, we are the fishing capital of the world. More world records are held here in the state than any other state or country on the planet. When you factor in recreational fishing, it jumps to a $14 billion a year industry.
Wow.
That's a huge economic driver for us. There's tourism, there's a lot of things that are affected by the health of our coastal estuaries, and so we really need to put that as a top priority for the state legislature, is make sure that we're able to protect these industries that are sustaining families and for generations.
Fishermen, yes, others. Okay. Who are you running against?
My opposition is Paul Renner.
Paul Renner, yes. And what do you think differentiates you from what issues he's running on?
You know, I'm not really sure what issues he's running on. I'm not following that. I'm focusing on the issues that our district is really facing and trying to bring accurate representation back to the district. What I see happening is in the 3 counties that District 24 includes, the counties and the municipalities within those districts have passed ordinances on things like fracking, opposing fracking. And then Paul, as our current state legislator, has voted in favor of the fracking bill that passed the House last legislative session but failed the Senate. So my view is, as a representative, you should be representing your district and the messages that they make clear to our state legislators.
Right.
And so instead of preempting these kinds of decisions to Tallahassee, we should be giving the voice back to the people of the district that we're representing.
Okay. So tell us again what you're running for?
I'm running for State House District 24.
All right. Thank you very much, Adam Morley, and good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.